Hello everyone! Welcome aboard the Nostalgia Spaceship. It's Digital Observation Spaceship, or simply DOS, designed especially for the low-resolution space travels. Expa assigned our crew to the very first real mission, and we can't wait for the adventures that lie ahead. So, memorize your best spells and polish your armor, because today we're going on a mission to the amazing planet of Pool of Radiance, a classical Dungeons and Dragons game right from the 80s. It's the year 1988. Computer role-play games are already well known to the players. Ultima and Wizardry series started 7 years before, but Tale started in 1985 and Might and Magic in 1986. Almost every RPG of this time was inspired by Dungeons and Dragons one way or another. But there was lack of good video game adaptations of D&D. The honor went to Strategic Simulations Incorporated. They were already familiar with the genre and released several fantasy RPGs with original settings. These games, Fantasy, Wizard's Crown, Gemstone Healer, Shard of Spring and others, were successful enough to get sequels. The developers took a proven formula from their adventures, added D&D to it and created a masterpiece. The people who played a significant role in the tabletop D&D took part in the development of Pool of Radiance too. David Cook created the Planescape setting beloved by geeks. James Watt, together with Robert Kuntz, published the Gods, Demigods and Heroes add-on to Gary Gygax's original rules back in 1976. Pool of Radiance became the first game based on the Goldbox game engine, which will give us a bunch of great adventures in D&D worlds later. It also became the first video game based on the Forgotten Realms setting. Interestingly, the game was released the same year as Robert Salvatore's book The Crystal Shard. Thanks to them, this world became the #1 popular setting among the players. But don't expect to meet Drizzt or other book saga characters. Pool of Radiance events are taking part in a completely another region of the Forgotten Realms. Before speaking of gameplay details, let's take a look at the game box. Unfortunately, I don't have a physical copy of the game, only the Good Old Games digital version, so I will use some photos from the internet. The box contains game discs, player manual with detailed information about the game rules and roleplay system, translation wheel, which is used as copy protection and for solving some puzzles, and adventurer's journal with background texts and maps, rumors, notes and other text you may find in the game. The game backstory and story start point are also described here. The new Flan Consul asks adventurers for help. For assistance in liberating the town from monsters and bandits, they promise gold and glory. Captivated by these promises, a group of adventurers controlled by the player goes to the new Flan. Of course, they will find themselves in the epicenter of the mystery events and ancient secrets. The gameplay is basically divided into two modes: Journey and Battle. In Journey mode you trade, talk with NPCs, and explore locations in first-person view, just like in the Bard's Tale or Wizardry. The party moves as one character, but every party member has his own inventory. After encountering a monster, the game switches to the battle mode. Here you control every party member separately in a diametric view. Surprisingly, the battle maps try to match the location where the encounter happened, and it's a 1988 game. Boss modes are turn-based. Time flow has an interesting design. Every party step in the journey mode takes 1 minute. but while moving in the search mode, it takes 10 minutes to make one step. It's easier for enemies to notice the party in the search mode, but it allows you to find traps and secrets. Actually, there is a third mode in the game, the global map. Sometime after the game starts, the party can exit New Flan and move across the world map between the locations. The gameplay is similar to the journey mode, except for the visualization. Now let's talk about the game rules and check the game manual. Pool of Radiance gameplay is based on the advanced Dungeons and Dragons system. By the way, the game was the first here too. Even the famous Thaco rule is implemented here. For some it became the symbol of overcomplicated and non-obvious rules, and I will tell you about it more in our Discord and Reddit communities. You will find the links in the description. At the very beginning of the game, you have to create a party of your adventurers, chosen from 6 races: dwarves, elves, gnomes, half-elves, halflings and humans. There are 4 classes: clerics, fighters, magic users and thieves. A character's class depends on one's race. For example, dwarves don't do magic and half-elves can combine cleric class with others. A funny thing, almost every race can progress unlimitedly only as the thieves, while mages and fighters have level caps, and only humans have no limits. Every character has 6 abilities, that's what they call stats here. Strength determines your damage and waste limit in the inventory. Intelligence determines the character's memory, which is important for magic users. Wisdom is the main ability for clerics. Dexterity is the key ability for thieves. Constitution determines one's health points, while Charisma is essential for communication. Classes are limited in using some items. For example, thieves can use only leather-based armor, clerics fight with crushing weapons, and fighters can't use magic items. As I've already mentioned, there is a multi-class system in the game. It's simple and straight. All experience points are divided in half between 2 classes. It happens even if one of the classes has reached the limit. Half of the character's XP will simply burn out. But multi-class has its own advantages. You can use weapons and items from both classes. Magic and Pool of Radiance is typical for AD&D. Magic users suffer from amnesia and forget spells after casting, so you have to memorize all needed spells every day. There are 56 spells in the game divided into 3 levels, 24 for clerics and 31 for mages. The stellar team of developers, attention to the AD&D system and learning from other roleplay games did their job. Pool of Radiance was released in June 1988 and instantly became the SSI best-selling game. IBM PC and Commodore 64 versions were positively reviewed, and USA Origins awarded the game as the best fantasy or science fiction computer game of the year. And if that doesn't convince you, then here's another one. In 2014, IGN ranked Pool of Radiance as the 3rd best D&D video game, behind only Baldur's Gate 2 and Planescape. But how fun is it to play Pool of Radiance these days? We'll find it soon, because the first walkthrough video will be released tomorrow, so don't miss it. And that's all for today, thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to push the like button, subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends. Also, I'm waiting for you in the Dostalgia communities on Reddit and Discord. I will post interesting facts about the game industry, share hints and my impressions on exploring the retro game galaxy. See you on the board of the Dostalgia spaceship!